Batman Arkham Origins. I replayed it recently, and honestly, this game has aged great. The fact that there's still no remaster despite fans practically begging for it at this point is actually just a sin. I genuinely think it has the strongest story in the Arkham series. Atmosphere-wise, it's incredible. Second only to Asylum, for me personally. That snowy Gotham vibe just hits. Combat is obviously very similar to City, but I still enjoyed it a lot. That said, the impact sounds felt kind of nerfed. I don't know why. Maybe it's just audio issues for PlayStation Plus streaming, I don't know, but it definitely stood out to me. Boss battles overall aren't amazing either, but the Deathstroke fight is easily one of my favourites in the whole series. And the soundtrack is phenomenal. It honestly carries some moments. Roger Craig Smith also delivers one of his best performances as Batman.
Not maybe, I am. When the mugger or the thief stops to think twice, that is fear. That is what I am. That is why they hired assassins, because I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises. So no, Alfred, I am not in over my head. Tonight will be my end, but it will be theirs.
4. God of Thunder. I actually stopped playing this years ago, and replaying it just kinda reminded me why. Despite playing as an actual god, every single enemy in this game is a sponge. Bosses are just the same rinse and repeat trash. The game looks like shit, the audio is weird and tinny, and it's basically just a really shitty God of War clone. There's this long, tedious barge segment that nearly broke me. I pushed past it, only to be hit with another boring, tedious piece of shit boss battle. And I just decided to drop it. I couldn't go any further with that. Iron Man 2 was next. And while it's still a very bad game, I'm not gonna pretend it isn't. It was a big, massive step up from 4. The close quarters combat is absolutely trash. Barely works. The flying and air combat though, there was some potential there. You can see the foundation of something cool there. Even if it doesn't fully come together, but yeah, it wasn't as bad as 4. I actually saw this through to the end. There's only 8 missions, so thank God it wasn't a huge time investment. Tekken
6.
Specifically the scenario campaign mode. There is fun to be had here, but man is it clunky. The gear system in a 3D beat 'em up mode for a Tekken game is just weird to me, though I did get used to it eventually. The auto lock-on system just sucks. Switching targets after beating an enemy just takes way too long, and most of the bosses are just tedious. I'd usually just clear out all the cannon fodder, which there's plenty of, and then just bully the boss with the AI partner, because the AI enemies can't seem to handle it. Overall, there is fun to be had in this mode, but it is frustrating to get into. Up next is actually a series, Marvel's Hitmonkey. I started it because I'm gonna be going through every Marvel project I can in terms of movie and TV, and I'm planning to review all of them and hopefully enjoy most of them. Unfortunately, this wasn't one of them. I like monkeys. I like the concept of Hitmonkey as a whole, but I just couldn't get into it. I watched 2 episodes and tapped out after that. There's a character in it just doesn't shut the fuck up. And while the animation isn't bad by any stretch, it just looks a little off to me. I can't really fully explain why. The action seems like it could be fun, but I just couldn't deal with it. I know people will say, give it more time, but, sometimes you just know. And I know I'm not gonna like it, so what's the point of sticking through it?